More importantly, where are these jobs? Job numbers that had been ticking along upward for months slowed down in May, and unemployment rates rose back up to 9.1%. Still, we hear companies are hiring. Which ones? And who's getting these jobs? Joining us now is Jeff Zinser of Right Recruiting. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Joyce. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Okay, first tell us, where are these jobs?
Well, it's the usual suspects: manufacturing, technology, healthcare. All the sectors are continuing to grow. My sense of the numbers that came out last week is that they're going to be just a blip, and we're going to continue an upward trend in months to come.
But we hear it over and over. I can't get this job. I've applied. Your company did a survey of about 140 small to mid-sized manufacturing companies in our area. What'd you find?
Well, we did. We did that last week, and it was a little shocking. 60% of the companies that we surveyed said to us that they're having a difficult time identifying candidates for both professional jobs and hourly jobs. They cannot find people with the skills that they need for their businesses.
Why?
You know, for the last 2-3 decades, we focused on a financial service economy, a transaction-oriented economy. We don't have enough people with technical skills, and we're not graduating enough high school people with basic math skills.
You know what, Jeff? We've heard a complaint for the past couple of years about the drastic unemployment rate among African-American men during the recession. And then came a government report showing a historic drop in the number of black men who have jobs today. Now, we tried to find out why this is going on. Here's what we found.
We're not getting a recovery for everybody in this country.
Especially for African-American men. For the very first time since employment records were kept, the number of black men who actually have jobs dropped below 60%, just shy of 57% now. Included in the remaining 43% are the retired, disabled, incarcerated, and the hopeless, many of whom have dropped off the rolls. 17% are still actively looking for work in our area.
People lesser skills in education and are suffering worse in this recession.
But John Dodds of the Philadelphia Unemployment Project says there's another disturbing trend growing among African-American men.
I was sending out resumes and not getting much bite.
Sandy Smith is among those highly skilled, highly educated, overly qualified, but chronically unemployed since the recession hit.
For about every 6 applications I'd send out, I got a call back. Most of those would result in an interview, but never got past the first round.
What's going on?
I wish I could put my finger on it.
Yeah, obviously, racism remains a factor in this stuff.
This is not something that is just happenstance. This is something that they're living. This is their daily reality.
There's something going on. What role race plays in it, I would love to know.
So would corporate recruiter Johnny Young and UPenn social studies expert Chad Dion Lassiter.
They've gone to so many career fairs. They've turned in so many resumes ad nauseum, and they're not getting any callbacks.
The corporations are more interested in branding themselves at career fair than actually filling jobs.
And Young is hired by companies to find skilled executive candidates. But he says African American and Latino men undergo the most scrutiny and still don't get the job. You're not talking about candidates with lesser qualities.
No.
Equal or better?
Equal or better.
That's not happening.
I don't see it.
I'm sorry. Something is wrong.
Sandy hopes his Harvard degree in government, marketing, and communications, coupled with his Ivy League and corporate work experience, will outweigh whatever perception would-be employers might have about his age, salary requirement, or perhaps his race.
Start looking at the core of the company and see if there's diversity at all ranks. What we've done and still going to do is start identifying those companies that are kind of true in their quest for diversity, and then start presenting those candidates to those organizations.
If our organizations have a problem where they're buying into the larger stereotype or the larger myth of African-American males, let's work through that.
Change starts from the top down. Doesn't start from the bottom up.
For many years, the NAACP told us that a mine was a terrible thing to waste. Well, look at all these mines being put to waste then.
Well, so Sandy has been on 2 more interviews since we spoke with him, and he's still waiting for that. Jeff, what's your take on these men who say they are willing to take much lower salaries and still no job after companies say they really like them? What's going on?
Well, companies do not like to overhire. When you take a candidate, and you see this a lot in this time in the economy, that says, I'll take a pay cut, I'll take a job that's beneath me. They're very sincere when they say that. However, what companies are concerned about is the minute the economy picks up, things get better, that candidate has more options, 6 months to a year from now, then the candidate leaves. Yeah, and then they have to refill the job. When companies price jobs and look at the hiring level that they want to hire at, they want somebody that's going to be happy there for 3 years, 5 years, or longer, and not somebody who's taking a step back and who's going to get bored in 6 months or going to leave for a more appropriate salary for them.
But doesn't that put a guy like Sandy in a catch-22?
Of course it does. You know, I mean, there is no one answer for any one person, and that's the unfortunate thing when you talk about individuals. But I have an infinite amount of faith in the American economy, and sooner or later, everyone finds a seat in the chair.
Yeah, what advice do you have for them, though?
Well, not to give up. And one of the things I think it's important to understand is most of the hiring is done by small to mid-sized companies. Small to mid-sized companies are difficult to find. They don't go to job fairs. They don't go to career fairs. It takes a lot of research for candidates, but Mr. Google and Mr. Internet are there to help them. And those are the companies that do most of the hiring. Okay. Large companies generally are not job creators.
All right, Jeff Zinser, thank you so much for coming in tonight. Good information. Thank you.
Thanks,